We're about to get set up for electricity, so just kidding.
They say an eco-friendly house can't be built in 150 days for $150,000, and I say it can. I'm Alan Smith. Join me as I push the limits with time, budget, and creativity with the Garden Home Challenge, exclusively on eHowhome.
How's it going, David?
Alan, doing fine today. How are you?
Doing great. You putting some receptacles in?
Yeah, we're trying to finish up the washer.
Good.
And we're finishing up the dryer circuit.
Well, why don't you tell our eHow viewers a little bit about what you're doing here, because I think it's fascinating and I think it's something that people really need to understand.
Okay, washer circuits, it's a regular 110 volt plug,
Right.
but it's a dedicated circuit. It takes a 20 amp dedicated circuit for the washer.
Just for the washer, but what's that for, the dryer?
The dryer, now the dryer is a 220.
Right.
It's a 220, 240 volt, 30 amps.
Need a little more juice.
Need a little more juice. Yep.
Is it on its, is that on a dedicated circuit?
Yep, it's on its own dedicated circuit with its own breaker and everything just for the dryer itself.
What about in the kitchen here? Because I know you've got some three-way switches going on and some other things. Now, David, as the kitchen relates to the utility room, there's a lot of concentration with, I guess, the most complicated aspects of the electrical system in these rooms, right?
Sure, we need a little bit extra power, extra juice for, you know, appliances and for washer and dryer.
Now, we talked about a three-way switch here when we set it all up. Is that what you're installing?
Yes, sir, that's what we're getting ready to install. We've got a three-way switch because we have two different entrances into the kitchen here. So we have a three-way switch to be able to turn it on here as we enter in the back door or in the main entry.
Very handy. So in terms of the mechanism, what makes the three-way switch different than just an ordinary switch?
Well, three-way is a little bit different. It has two travelers and a point wire.
Right.
To be able to turn it on and off in different locations. A three-way you can do from two locations. A four-way you can actually do 3, 4, 5 different locations.
I see. All right,
yeah, but that's since we have two different entrances here.
Be a three-way, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good. And it doesn't take long to install these if you know what you're doing.
If you know what you're doing.
Remember that, if you know what you're doing. If you don't know what you're doing, get an electrician. Of course, the other thing that complicates things in a kitchen or a washroom is water.
That's correct.
Yeah. I started this piece, I was playing around with the electricity and acting like I was getting shocked, but it's no laughing matter. It's pretty serious stuff.
It's no laughing matter. He's an electrician. I made sure before I ever entered the house that we had all the power off just to be on the safe side.
Yeah, did you hear that? All the power off.
Yep.
Right, so let's talk about we've got a sink here. You're about to put in the socket, but this one has a grounding aspect to it that's really important.
That's correct. Anything on a countertop or near water in your bathrooms and kitchen, they're required to call GFCI, ground fault circuit interrupters, and that protects you around the water. It'll protect the plugs and the outlets, and what it has a test reset button on it, but with the aspect on it, the way that it's made, it'll protect you for any kind of water damage or security.
So what's the difference, David, in the price of a receptacle that's just basic throughout the house versus this one?
Basic receptacle without the test reset, you know, they're pretty reasonable. You can get them for $1 or less. But a GFI or GFCI, you know, they run, especially with childproof, the way they require, and now with the 2011 code to make sure that you can't stick a pair of scissors or thing in there for the kids. You can see the little slides on it.
That's great.
It takes a double penetration to be able to get it to plug in, so you just can't stick one in each. But they'll run you about $20, you know, for your protection and your safety.
Well, well worth it.
So well worth it, yes, sir.
Of course, when we laid out all the rooms, we try to be as conservative as possible with regard to the switches and the receptacles. So how many did we end up with in this house, David?
It's amazing, smaller house. It still adds up because with code and everything, you got to have so many feet from the doorway and stuff like that. But we ended up with 42 plugs, 28 switches, 8 GFIs,
8 of these, yeah.
5 smoke detectors, 6 three-ways, then all your lighting.
Yeah, and this is a house that's 1,650 square feet.
Yeah, it's reasonable size with a lot of openings.
Yeah, very good. Well, thanks, David. I'll let you get back to work.
All right, appreciate it.
You bet. Hey, if you're enjoying these updates on the house, check in regularly. Tell a friend about it. Make sure you subscribe to eHowhome. And don't mess around with your electricity unless it's all off.